Hey, yo, what is up, my folks? Shizzlers, it's your boy, FizzleTheHizzle, aka Ben here. Bringing you guys a Week 4 team builder for the AABL, going against the Anaheim Psyducks and your coach, Dan. He is starting off very hot. He's 3-0 right now, and he's at the very top of our conference, of course. And your Tampa Bay Beazles are 1-2. A little rough right now, but we're looking to get our second win of the season and break even. Forgive me, that's my niece. She's coming over, and if you hear screamings, that's probably why. So looking at his team, he has a very threatening team. First off, you can see on your screen is a Mega Manectric. By the way, shout out to the new layout. It's super sick, right? Up above me, I'm going to put the Pokemon that I'm going to bring to my team, and the webcam frame is also new, so I think it's pretty dope. Anyways, the first one you see on the screen is a Mega Manectric, which I'm very familiar with. I've had it in 2 other leagues. Base 135 speed and special attack. Very fast Pokemon, and it can be very hard hitting. It gets Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Fire Move, and it has the Intimidate ability, which is really good. I'm sorry, niece. And this thing is very hard hitting with its 135 special attack, but it doesn't get much setup. And you'll see that as like a theme throughout this whole team builder here, that he does not have a lot of setup. And some things don't need setup to hit hard. Hoopa Unbound, aka Zero Switch-ins, a complete monster in Draft League format. Base 160 attack, base 170 special attack. It's absolutely insane. There's no switch-ins to this thing. It has so much coverage too, like the punches. I can't even explain. Just so much coverage and just so hard hitting. It can set up with us. It gets like bulk up. It does not get bulk up. Disregard me. Calm mind. I'm pretty sure it gets nasty plot. Yeah, it definitely gets nasty plot. It's just so hard hitting. I don't know how to explain this thing, and it's pretty bulky too on the special side. Specifically 80 HP and 130 defense. It's going to be pretty difficult to take down. And the Magician ability, but if this Pokemon has no item, steals the item off of a Pokemon if it hits with an attack. But if this thing is like holding a Choice Band or Choice Specs, everything dies. Ooh, next up we have Breloom. Grass and Fighting type with base 130 attack. Base 130 attack, right? It can be very cool. It gets access to Spore. It gets access to Mach Punch, Bullet Seed. You see it more offensive. You can see Effect Spore, Poison Heal. You can see it holding a Toxic Orb. Technician to boost those moves like Mach Punch or Bullet Seed and stuff like that. Power Up Punch could be pretty cool. It uses Spore. That's a signature thing. Next up, we have Cobalion. I don't think this is going to be a setup set. If he does bring it, which I don't think he's going to bring it. It does get access to Swords Dance and Calm Mind, but usually you see this thing really bulky. You can see its stats: 91 HP, 129 defense. Very bulky on the physical side, but not as bulky on the special side with only 72 special defense. It's kind of like a counterpart to Hoopa defensively, and it has 108 speed, so a very fast Pokemon. It gets Volt Switch, it gets Rocks. That's basically what sets this thing apart. It gets T-Wave. That's pretty cool stuff. Next up, we have a Araquanid, which I'm also familiar with. I drafted it in the AABL. Its defenses aren't that fantastic. Its HP is 68, so it's not anything too special. 92 defense is nothing too special. 132 special defense definitely sets it apart. And what makes it set apart even more, is Sticky Webs. This move is crazy, man. Sticky Webs can like destroy my team, but I have ways to deal with this, and you'll see what I have to deal with Sticky Webs. When I go into the team builder, Water Bubble, it doubles water's power by 2, and fire power is halved. It cannot be burned or water absorbed, but most things run Water Bubble. Next up, we got Cryogonal. My bad. Cryogonal. It gets Levitate, of course. It's a Pure Ice type. Base 80 HP, pretty good 135 special defense, 95 special attack, and 105 speed. So this thing, I loved using Cryogonal, the boy whiteout. Slap a Scarf on it or Specs, it can be putting in a lot of work. It gets Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, Rapid Spin, Defogger. Gets both of those things. Other than that, that's pretty much what it does. Just a straight attacker with Rapid Spin or something, and like Flash Cannon or Signal Beam. Next up, we have Jellicent, Water Absorb ability, or Cursed Body. I believe it gets, yes, it gets Cursed Body. Damp, we're not going to be seeing that. Very bulky Pokemon again. Base 100 HP, 105 special defense. Very bulky on the special side. 70 defense. We can look to take advantage of that, but you usually see this thing's more defensively bulky if you do see it. This thing carries like Scald, Toxic, Shadow Ball, stuff like that. It gets Will-O-Wisp, I believe, as well. Yep, it gets Will-O-Wisp. So this thing can be a really defensive nightmare to match up against. Next up, we got Claydol. He's not going to bring it. 60 HP, 105 defense, 120 special defense. It gets rocks. It gets rapid spin, I believe. Right? It gets rapid spin, and it gets levitate as well. Nothing special about this. It doesn't hit very hard at all. 70 attack and 70 special attack. Very slow too. 75 speed. But he's not going to bring this. Salamence. This thing is a monster, man. I have Salamence in another league as well. 95 HP, 135 attack, 110 special attack. So it has very good attacking stats and base 100 speed, which is pretty good. It has Intimidate or Moxie. If it's Moxie, you usually see it like a more choice Scarf set. It can be carrying a Z move. And if it sets up a Dragon Dance, that's going to be a problem. But we have ways to deal with setup on his team. This and the Cobalion are the only things that could potentially set up on me. Breloom, I don't see coming. I don't see any Calm Minders coming. But this thing, if it sets up, it can be putting a lot of damage. But like I said, I have answers to that. Chansey, the most annoying thing in the world. 250 HP, none much. It's just pretty good. 105 special defense, which is pretty good. But its defense looks really bad here. But if you max that out and max HP, it's going to be taking some physical hits, man. Let me tell you. Usually see things like soft-boiled stealth rocks it gets. Heal Bell, soft-boiled, toxic. I said toxic twice, probably. This thing is just an annoying thing. Thunder Wave, I believe it gets. Yeah, 100% gets Thunder Wave. Next up, we have Comfey, one of my favorite Pokemon in the Gen 7. This thing is notorious for its triage ability, so all healing moves have priority. It can run like a Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Leech Seed set. It gets priority on the Draining Kiss and Giga Drain, of course. And other than that, it gets Defog, I believe. Yes, it says right there, obviously. It can be pretty bulky, too. 51 HP, 90 defense, 110 special defense, 82 special attack, 100 speed. I know I jumped all around the stats there, but who cares? So Calm Mind can be a really beastly threat if it has Draining Kiss. With all the healing that it gets in recovery, it can be very hard to take down. Flareon, it's not coming. 65 HP, 130 attack, which is very good. 110 special defense, 95 special attack. You usually see this like Banded Guts set maybe. Flare Blitz, whatever coverage moves it gets or lack thereof. It can run a Flame Charge set, Quick Attack. It's really bad. It gets Will-O-Wisp too. So enough of the Anaheim Psyducks. Let me introduce you to the Tampa Bay Weasels. And first up here, we have Raijin here, the Thundurus. I've been bringing Scarf Thundurus all year. I brought it 3 times, I believe, the last week. It didn't do anything because of Sylveon. Thank you so much. U-turn. Scarf U-turn is basically for the Hoopa Unbound. I outspeed every Scarfer. Well, this is meant to outspeed Scarf Salamence at +1. Or, excuse me, I can't talk. Either Scarf Salamence or +1 Salamence because it has 100 speed and we have 101. Look at that. U-turn for the Hoopa Unbound, it can just destroy it. Thunderbolt for just stab. Hidden Power Ice for the Salamence. Focus Blast for the Steel types. And Cryogonal that may or may not come. I don't really see Cobalion coming, but Cobalion is like a candidate to come, of course. Focus Blast is there just because I didn't know what else to put on it. Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, and U-turn are going to be very good. Next up, we have Rihanna here. Boop. Diamond Storm, Moonblast, Earth Power, Calm Mind. This thing is going to put in so much work, let me tell you. This thing outspeeds basically everything on his team except Mega Manectric, of course. Diamond Storm, Moonblast, Earth Power, Calm Mind. Diamond Storm one-shots basically everything that's weak to Rock, like Araquanid, and Cryogonal, of course, with its very fantastic defense. And Salamence too, but we're going to be Moonblasting that anyway. Moonblast hits... The combination of Diamond Storm, Moonblast, Earth Power really hits everything. And I didn't know what else to put for a 4th move, so I just put Calm Mind on it. Just in case we get an opportunity to set up. Magic Bounce deters Araquanid's Sticky Webs. So this might be our lead just to get that Magic Bounce off. but he very well might lead a Rock Winded, but that's why I have Diamond Storm to knock it out. He might have the Rock reducing Berry, and if he does, that's really good prep on his part. But he can't Sticky Web us because we have Magic Bounce, and this is probably what we're going to be leading to deter those things. Next up, we have Osiris. Oh, whoops. Osiris, excuse me. I don't know what just happened. Very bulky defensively. We're very bulky. We're max defensive, max HP, bold nature, defense. This thing is meant to take on Salamence. The only thing that can boost physically on his team. Obviously, Swords Dance Cobalion doesn't really threaten this thing at all. This thing is meant to take on Salamence. Will-O-Wisp is there. Shadow Ball for damage. Pain Split for its lack of recovery, along with leftovers. Toxic Spikes. He does not have a Toxic Spike setter on his team. And the only way he can... excuse me. He does not have a Poison type on his team. Excuse me. To get rid of the Toxic Spike. So... And the only way he can remove it is with a Defogger. This thing is our defensive check to most of his physical mons, like Breloom and stuff like that. And it can Will-O-Wisp the physical attacking mons back. And Toxic Spikes is there because it can whittle down his team and get some KOs that I would appreciate. Next up, we're bringing Alphonse for the first week ever. Stealth Rock, Seismic Toss, Toxic Earthquake. So one thing about my team, 4 of the mons that I'm bringing could potentially have Stealth Rock. And that's going to be very good in my case because it makes him think, okay, which one is going to have Stealth Rock? It's going to be Alphonse, but he doesn't know that. Very especially bulky for the Manectric and Cryogonal. Cryogonal can't do anything to us anyway. But it's there just to handle its special attacking mons. Stealth Rock, Seismic Toss for damage. Toxic to whittle some things down. Earthquake is there just because I didn't know what else to put. It hits Manectric. It hits some things that are weak to Earthquake. But we're going to be hitting most of these things with Seismic Toss. Salamence can set up on us, but we have Toxic there to try to make that not happen. And we have other responses to Salamence, like D-Dancing Salamence, which could potentially destroy our team later. These last 3 mons, Alphonse, Jirachi, and Donphan here, I didn't know what else to bring to the team, so they're just there just because. This is very especially bulky, like I said. Next up, we got an Expert Belt Jirachi. So the Expert Belt is for maybe he thinks I'm Scarfed or Banded. Well, he can tell if I'm Banded. Maybe he thinks I'm Scarfed. Iron Head, U-Turn, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch. This thing carries coverage for basically everything on his team except for the Araquanid. Iron Head is there for the flinches and shenanigans. I made this thing max speed to speed tie with Salamence at neutral, but I don't want to stay in with the Salamence on the Salamence. U-Turn is there for momentum and to potentially hit a non-scarfed Hoopa Unbound hard. Zen Headbutt is there for stab, and Ice Punch is there for Salamence. This thing could put in work, but this thing is just there just to spread damage around. You know what I mean? And for EVs in defense. Our last member is Autobots. I forgot I'm not doing this. I am the worst at this, but what you gonna do? I am sorry. Our last mon is Autobots. Rapid Spin, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Knockoff. We have a mono-attacking Autobots here. Yachi Berry is meant to take on Mega Manectric, so I could predict a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt. I could go into this thing, and if you hit him Power Ices, I can easily Earthquake and live the hit, and I do one-shot him because I'm max attack, max HP. Rapid Spin is there in case he gets Sticky Webs up or some other hazards. Rapid Spin is there. Ice Shard completely destroys Salamence, uninvested Salamence after Stealth Rock. So Stealth Rocks is going to be very big in this matchup. Earthquake is there for stab. Knockoff is there for knockoffs things. Like I said, these last 3 mons I just put there just because I felt like they could be cool. But the first 3 mons that I mentioned, they're the ones going to be putting in work mostly. Thank you guys so much for watching. This team builder is going to go up today, obviously. That was a stupid sentence. And the battle will hopefully be going up tomorrow. I'm going to be battling Dan in a couple of moments here. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean the whole world to me. And like always, have a swell day. Peace.